My wife said I'm nothing more than a co-parent, not her real match. So I became exactly that. When she finally noticed, it was already too late. We were folding laundry when she said it. I was matching socks, and she was scrolling through her phone, and without even looking up, she said, "You know, I never really saw you as my match. You are a good co-parent, though." I stopped folding. "What does that mean?" She shrugged like she had just commented on the weather. "I always thought I would end up with someone more exciting, someone who made me feel alive. You are stable, and that is fine for raising kids, but you are not exactly what I dreamed about." I stood there holding a pair of my son's tiny socks and waited for her to say she was joking. She did not. She just kept scrolling. That night, I lay in bed staring at the ceiling while she slept beside me. 12 years of marriage, 2 kids, a house I worked overtime to afford, and I was just a co-parent, not her match, not her dream, just a stable guy who was fine for raising kids. The next morning, I made a decision. If co-parent was all she wanted, then co-parent was all she would get. I stopped planning date nights. She never noticed because she always said she was too tired anyway. I stopped buying her flowers on random Tuesdays. She never mentioned it because she always said they were a waste of money. I stopped reaching for her hand when we watched movies. She never reached for mine either. I became exactly what she said I was, a co-parent. I woke up at 6 and made breakfast for the kids. I drove them to school and picked them up. I helped with homework and packed lunches and read bedtime stories. I did every single thing a father should do. But I stopped being a husband. I stopped asking about her day because she always gave one-word answers. I stopped suggesting weekend trips because she always had excuses. I stopped complimenting her outfits because she always rolled her eyes. I was present for my children and absent for her. At first, she did not notice. She was too busy with her phone and her shows and her group chats with friends who validated every complaint she made about me. But slowly, things started to change. She would walk into the kitchen and I would be feeding the kids. "Good morning," I would say to our daughter. Nothing to her. She would come home from work and I would be helping our son with math. "Looking good, buddy," I would say. Nothing to her. She started hovering. "Why are you being so quiet?" she asked one night. "I am not quiet. I just talked to the kids for 20 minutes about their science project." "I mean with me. I am being a co-parent. That is what you wanted, right?" Her face flickered with something I could not read. She went to bed without another word. Months passed. I got promoted at work because I had more energy now. I started going to the gym after the kids went to sleep because I had nothing else to do. I reconnected with old friends because my weekends were suddenly free when she took the kids to her mother's house. I was becoming a better version of myself, and she was watching it happen from the outside. One Saturday, I came home from a morning run, and she was sitting at the kitchen table crying. She looked up at me with red eyes and asked what happened to us. "Nothing happened to us. This is what you wanted. I never wanted this. You said I was not your match. You said I was just a co-parent. You said you dreamed of someone more exciting. So I stepped back and let you have the space to find that. I did not mean it like that." "Then how did you mean it?" She could not answer. I poured myself a glass of water and leaned against the counter. "For 12 years, I tried to be everything for you. I planned trips you complained about. I bought gifts you returned. I wrote cards you never kept. I told you I loved you and you said thanks. So when you finally told me the truth about how you saw me, I believed you and I adjusted. You are punishing me. I am not punishing you. I am protecting myself." She started crying harder. "I want my husband back. I wanted a wife who saw me as more than a backup plan. I never got that. So we are even." She begged for counseling. I agreed because of the kids. We sat in a small office with a therapist who asked us to share our feelings. My wife cried and said she made a mistake and she did not mean those words. The therapist turned to me. I said I believed her. I believed that she saw me as just a co-parent, and I finally accepted it. The therapist asked if I could forgive her. I told the truth. I do not know. We still live in the same house. We still raise our kids together. But something broke that night with the laundry, and I do not know if it can be fixed. She tries now. She buys me coffee and asks about my day and reaches for my hand during movies. But every time she touches me, I hear those words again. "You are not my match. You are just a co-parent." Last week, she asked if I still loved her. I took a long time to answer. "I love our family," I said. That was not her question, and we both knew it. She nodded slowly and walked away. I went back to folding laundry. Some things once said cannot be unsaid. Some damage once done cannot be undone. She wanted a co-parent. She got one. Now she wants a husband again. But that man stopped existing the moment she told him he was never enough.